Hello, everyone. It is Catherine and Casey with Wits and Brains. Today we bring you episode 28, which is all about not choking on your tonsil stones. How delightful.
Yes. Do not choke on them.
Yes.
So what are you thinking of when you bring up this beautiful, attractive topic, Casey?
Well, first of all, for anyone who's ever had tonsil stones, I'm sorry. And secondly, when I think of a tonsil stone, to me, it represents a lie. So don't choke on your lies, especially in business. So a lie could be something as simple as, I'll send this document to you today, or yes, I can do that for you, and you have no idea what you're doing. Or yes, I'm an expert in this area, when in fact you really suck. Or lying to a coworker about another coworker, whatever it is. If you're lying, sorry, but you deserve to choke on your tonsil stones.
You know, that makes me think of when I work with companies and a rumor starts up. First of all, when I go into companies, like 99.9% of the time, a rumor will happen about me. And it's because I'm an outsider coming in and they hear the word consultant. They always think I'm there to fire. Usually I'm there to hire, but I'm usually there to keep people's jobs. So be happy when you see me walk in. But the rumors and the gossip can definitely be a tonsil stone of any business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah. So what are, aside from like when you come in, what are some of the most common situations where you see where maybe even your clients lie?
Ooh, scandalous. I will have people lie and they'll say that they did a task, but they didn't. And what's funny is, okay, I've mentioned before that I have a dashboard. I can see, and you can see, if I go in, I can see if you go in. So if you've been lying for 3 weeks, now you know the secret. I know that you're lying.
Darn.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of people will say on a Monday, oh, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to kick some booty, get down dirty. But like I would say, it doesn't sound so appealing. So, but after you've told me you want to do this, I believe you. You know, a lot of people just get uncomfortable, so they start to change their minds.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always happen. But when it does, it's very destructive. Because I will know it's going to take 14 steps of doing this to get to something, because I've already researched it or whatever, my boring ways. I've already done that boring part. And so if you don't do and you say you're going to and you're choking on your tonsil stones, okay, something that could have taken us 1 month, 6 months is now going to take a year, and it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens. What about marketing? Do people ever exaggerate or lie?
Oh, never.
Never.
So when I do my consults, I always end up getting to a point where I talk about lifetime value with the client. So a lot of times if I bring that up, people will say, I don't know it, which is fine. You're not lying. So we'll reverse engineer. So I'll say, okay, you know, what is the average spend of your client per purchase, and how long are they normally a client? And we go all the way back to the amount of website visitors that they get. And it's funny because sometimes I get these people that are like, oh yeah, I get, you know, 2,000, 2,500 visitors to my website a month. And from my website, I'm making X amount of dollars. And that a lot of times is where we'll set goals from.
Yeah.
However, when they hire me, I don't think that they realize that I look back at their numbers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can see if that's actually true. So then if it's not, we have to reevaluate the goals and change them, because there's no way I'm taking a site from 200 visitors to, 4,000 visitors in a month.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't work that way. And even, with like pricing, oh, my average price for a client is, let's say, $500, when actually that's their price for what the client is buying. However, they're discounting it to be $200 or $300.
Right.
So, and I base whether I bring on a client by whether or not their return on investment is worth it. And if a client is, bringing in clients where their lifetime value is $100 and I'm charging them $2,000 a month, it doesn't really make sense. So I always look at that, and it always catches them, or catches up to them. So yeah, that's probably the most common thing. And then, oh, I've done that before. And I'm like, oh, have you? And they really have no idea what I'm even talking about.
Right. Lying to yourself is pretty evil too. It does you no good. When I fail in something, which happens all the time, something might work great for a client, and then when it's me, it's not working out great. Like, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
And so, but if I'm going to lie to myself, people like my clients are all in different industries than I am too. So it's like something might work for someone who sells makeup, and then someone who sells something else. You know what I'm saying. So anyway, lying to myself is poison to my business. It's poison. I always ask myself, my husband even laughs, because I will say, ooh, what did I do wrong? And he's like, wow, probably the most honest person with yourself ever. And I'm like, I would just rather start there. Yes, I would rather start there.
Yes. Yeah. For the longest time, so in previous episodes, we were talking about, the manila folders and the things that we don't like to do. And for the longest time, I was just like, I'll just do it. I'll do the thing that I hate, when I really knew that I needed to hire someone to do it. And that is just it's detrimental to you. It's detrimental to your business. It's detrimental to the people that you work with. It's detrimental to your clients. You can't lie to yourself, especially around getting things done.
Right. And you know what? People figure it out.
Yeah, they do.
Figure it out. Another thing is, don't tell your whole life to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I want you to choke on your tonsil stones. Like, they're
you're so sweet, Catherine.
Stop telling your whole life. Well, okay, you can probably vouch for this. Like, on social media, stop telling your whole life.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it's going to ruin your business, and it can ruin your reputation, which can ruin more than your business. And you're going to be miserable, because I promise you, there's another person out there that feels exact opposite of you, and is now going to have a debate on social media.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you how stupid everyone looks when they're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So shut up.
Yeah. And don't make things out to be what they're not on social media, because there are people who know you through business, and who will call you on your shit. And the moment that they feel like they can't trust you, it's going to take a long time to regain that trust, if you even do.
Long time. I have a client that had a rumor about her, and it was a false rumor. It was actually something that her boss did. And so she hired me to work with, I need my reputation back. She lost a job. She needed a job. It literally took 2 years to battle a rumor that wasn't even true.
Wow.
And her boss had done fraudulent, illegal, serious behavior. And he allowed everyone to think it was her, and it was not her.
Wow.
2 years. So think about that before you're ready to go out there and post something or say something. It doesn't have to even be posted. Text. Oh my goodness. Don't text something that someone can copy paste. Ta-da!
Or a screenshot.
Yes. Do not do that. Do not gossip about people. Do not say lies about yourself. Say lies about other people. Oh, I guess what I'm saying is you're going to choke on your tonsil stones unless if you're an adult.
Yeah, who like, I mean, that saying, don't say anything if you don't have something nice to say. Well, even beyond that, like if you didn't hear it yourself,
Yeah.
don't repeat it.
Do not repeat it.
Yeah. And if you hear something and it concerns you, go to that person. Don't feed into it. Don't add to the, fire, because you'll choke on your tonsil stones.
Well, and you know what, Casey? And if you have done something wrong, I swear most of the time it can be fixed by you saying, "Oh, I am so sorry."
Take responsibility.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I have, okay, I find inappropriate things funny sometimes.
No way.
Even as a kid, I got in trouble for that. My mother didn't appreciate the same humor I had. Thank God I wasn't raised by myself. So sometimes I've had to blurt out an apology. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I don't get my feelings hurt very often, and it's really hard to hurt my feelings. So I think I've grown up, or I've lived my life sometimes not knowing the line. So I've had to say sorry, and it like instantly fixes everything.
Yeah.
I'll say, "I'm sorry, I was an idiot."
Just own it.
Yeah.
Own it. Yeah.
Own it. Because I don't want to have to choke on my tonsil stones. And I like sleeping good at night. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's always good.
So have you had anyone have you ever had anyone say something negative about you and it hurt?
Yeah.
Me too.
I like to think that I have tough skin.
Yeah, me too.
However, if I allow you in my circle,
Yes,
and I hear that you are doing things that are not too great,
yeah,
especially talking about me, I will completely back up, and it will take a long time for me to trust again.
yeah.
And that, I mean, people don't realize when they do stuff like that, it can impact so many different things. Like it impacts the way people view each, particular person that's in the situation. It can impact the view of your business. It can impact your judgment, how people view your judgment is. There's a lot of different layers to when you start talking about people, and especially if it's not true.
Right. I had in your area, I had I was gonna say, oh my God, thoughts pop into my mind. Someone needs to stop them. But I was gonna say I had an old hag, but this was an older woman, and she would talk to people and say complete lies about me. That like my fees were too expensive. I, I never worked with people. I don't know. It's just dumb stuff.
First of
And
all,
so,
that is that's an opinion.
yeah. So she would go to people not realizing I know the people. So literally 1, 2, 3, it got up to 8 people came to me and said, "Hey, do you know such and such?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know who she is." "Oh, well, she said this about you." What? I've never even had a conversation with the lady about this. I mean, I just know her by hi.
Yeah.
I'm, she would tell people that I didn't help her in business. We never worked together. So I guess I didn't help her in business. We never once had a business meeting and talked about it. So, but that stuff, say those 8 people, for goodness sake. I mean, were there 20 people she went and told bad stuff to? And of course, a
Yeah.
stranger is going to come up to me. But that's awful. And if she wants to choke on her tonsil stones, feel free. Feel free.
Tell us how you really feel.
But that is, I would hate to take someone's business and ruin it like that. Even my competitors. I love watching these men and women that are out there doing it. Why do I need to? You think that's building me up? I'm a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
I don't need other people fail, so I feel okay about myself. So
I love that point though. So many people feel like there's only one like first place when everyone can thrive.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone can thrive, which is your other
My
podcast.
other
Anyone,
podcast.
if you want to check it out, it's good. So yeah, the thriving. Like why do you think there's only like one client out there and we're all struggling for one? First of all, I have different kinds of clients. When I look at my client avatar or whatever heck you're supposed to do nowadays, when I look at that, they're pretty unique. The people that end up hiring me are pretty special. And it's
Well, they have to be to work with you, Catherine. No.
Hey, are you gonna choke on your tongue?
No, that was absolute truth.
They're pretty special. A round of applause for Catherine's clients.
Yes.
But it's like, yeah, don't be bashing my company. You and I are in completely different, well, not completely, but completely different industries. What if I just sat around and said, awful stuff? Why would that make me feel better?
It wouldn't, because you have self-esteem.
Maybe that's it. Maybe the world needs some of that. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of those not so nice people, you ready to hear what we're talking about next week?
Absolutely. Please do tell, Miss Casey.
So we are talking about, I hope you know how much I loathe you. So stay tuned for next week. And if you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube, get on our email list, do what you need to do to get us right to your inbox, to get some good laughs and some good tips. And if you ever have any questions, things you're struggling about in your business, feel free to reach out to us.